What's up, it's Roy here. So got another Spigen case review for you here. This is the Spigen Slim Armor CS case for my iPhone 14 Pro. Now this case is actually going to come in around $19.99. There is 10% off right now that you can take off at checkout on Amazon. So I will put that all down in the description with my affiliate link. So if you want to support my channel and help me with my growth, then I really appreciate you clicking those links and really buy whatever you want on Amazon. So go on a shopping spree, buy your wife or your girlfriend, husband, whatever you want. And yeah, I'll reap the benefit a little bit. Well, tiny little bit. But anyways, enough of that shameless plug. Let's take a peek here at the actual case and everything that you actually came for. So here is the box. So like I say in all my Spigen videos, this looks identical. So I'm not really going to waste too much time about it. But you do see that this is a sliding kind of wallet style case. It does say Slim Armor there. It does say up to 2. So I do have 2 cards that we'll test it with. And then it is black. So let's get this bad boy out real quick. Kind of throw that to the side. And let's get this out. All right. So it's got this little card in there showing or talking about their new charging bricks and whatnot. So there we go. And then there is the main attraction. Here is the case. Let's flip it over and let's take a real good peek here on the interior of this case. So as you can see, as the light hits it, you have that very recognizable spider web pattern that Spigen's known for. Has the little Latin logo looking thing in there. It does say air cushion technology right here. So what that means is that this case also has those little tiny airbags in the corners. Don't know if the video is going to do it justice, but essentially what that is it helps with drop protection. So if you drop the case with the phone in it, it should help dissipate energy away. So pretty simple stuff. And then that's it. So let's go ahead and get the Space Black 14 Pro here. Let's slap this bad boy on. So I always start with the volume up and down side with any of these 14 Pro cases. It seems like it's just easier to install that way instead of doing it the other route. And that's it. So there we go. So there's the case installed, as you can see. So already the big major problem with this case, as you can tell, is the smudges. So already I'm getting smudges all over it, and I barely have had it out of the packaging. So fingerprints aren't going to be an issue, but the smudges from your oils, from your hands, are definitely gonna probably drive you nuts. But wipe it down with a t-shirt or a cloth and you'll be good to go. You do have some Spigen brand in there, which is nice, so very simplistic. And then at the top, you can kind of see how it has this like kind of little ridge, and then it dips and then goes into this portion here that is kind of ridged. So if you hear that, it has a little cool pattern there. But I do like the look of it as far as like the two-tone look. I think it looks pretty nice. The cameras do have some decent lip protection there, as you can see there. So not too shabby when it comes to that. So with that little lip there, and then of course with the lips around the lenses, it's going to help with lens protection, absolutely 100%. So now let's go ahead and look at the sides, and then we'll talk about the cards. So as far as the sides go, as you can see, it does have a little bit different texture on the side. It's matte black, but it has kind of like a granular feel to it. So it's a nice grippy side. Has a raised power button there. Has very good openings here for the ports. So for your lightning port and your speakers, everything is nicely exposed. And then going to this side here, kind of the same thing. You have kind of more of that polycarbonate shell going to the side and then stopping where the TPU kind of grippy side is. The volume up and down buttons are individually wrapped in a kind of like a high gloss black, and they do stick up as well, as you can see there. And then we do have a pill shape cutout there for the actual alert slider. And then that's kind of the look at the top. So not too crazy. And then when we're going to the front of the phone, you can see that we do have some raised lips around the front screen. So you are going to get some screen protection. That's the look of the front of the phone. So not too crazy as far as the lips go. They do go around pretty nicely, so when you're holding the phone, you can very much feel it. And then that's kind of the look there of the cutout for the speaker up top. So next, let's go ahead and do the wobble test. Let's see how shaky this bad boy is. So face down, no issue at all. We're totally good there. Back down, let's see. So actually no shake. I'm very surprised actually. So there is no shake on the back, and it really has to do with like this being raised up a little bit. So it's kind of helping with the wobble with the big camera bump there. So that is a plus. So no shaking. So now just for fun, before we get to the clicky button test, let's go ahead and look at the actual portion here that slides out. So as you can see here, it has kind of this TPU material inside. It does say Slim Armor CS there. It's got kind of like these little dots all over the interior. But essentially what you're able to do is put in 2 cards in there. So I got my student ID from like 15, 20 years ago, and then a Sam's card. So all I'm going to do is just put it in, slide them in there, close it up. There we go. Not too bad. It does feel that 2 is the max. Just for fun, let me grab one more card to see if 3 actually can fit or not. So I've got one more card here. So let's see if 3 will fit in here. And I can kind of, well, look at that. 3 will fit. So 3 fit nicely. Definitely 4 will not work, but it is already very snug in there. But 3 does go nicely. It does click in, so it does have a kind of a click when you push it. And then just to open it, you just can do it with your thumb, slide it out, and then you can slide out your cards even with 1 finger. But it might be easier if you only had 2 in there. But yeah, it will definitely work with 3 cards. So now let's go ahead and do the clicky button test real quick. Let's see how responsive these buttons are. So let's do the power button first. And volume up and down. All right, very tactile buttons, guys. So absolutely very responsive, like pretty much all the speaking cases have been. So now let's test the alert slider real quick. Just do that super fast. As you can see, back and forth, back and forth. The dynamic island is going back and forth between silent and ring. And it definitely is super easy. I'm not even using my fingernails, and it's working just fine. And then last but not least, let's test the MagSafe capabilities, because with a case like this, having this little extra portion here and having that tiny gap where the cards go, is it going to affect the actual MagSafe? So let's test it. All right, so got my MagSafe charger here. Let's flip it over. Let's put it on, and looky, it does definitely work with my MagSafe charger here, so absolutely no issues with it. But as you probably guessed, the connection though is not super strong. As you can see there, I'm sliding it around like if it was like air hockey. It's not sticking on. So ultimately, you're gonna wanna have it laying on the table and then putting it on top or something like that. And then that's when it's going to give you your MagSafe. So won't work in your car with car accessories. So just something to consider if you are wanting to buy this to kind of use for MagSafe mounts and stuff like that. So that's it, guys. That's all she wrote. Super simple case. It's a good case. It's from Spigen, so it's probably one of the better wallet cases in my opinion, because it does feel like a normal case. As you can tell though, like I said, it does add a little bit of bulk on the back, but when you're holding it, where that little dip is where my finger tends to like to rest. So it actually is pretty satisfying to hold in the hand, so it's not terrible. So that's just something to consider, because I have tested wallet cases before that I don't like because they're just super bulky or just didn't like the design, but this one's not bad at all, especially for the black. So hit the like button if you liked the video. If you loved it, please subscribe, ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. So be safe, God bless, I'll see you on the next one.